Good morning. In this class, we are going to see about properties of rational numbers. There are four properties. They are closure, commutative, associative, and distributive. These are the properties of rational numbers. We will start with closure property. In that, we will start with whole numbers. In last class, we have seen what are whole numbers. They start with 0, 1, 2, 3 and proceed up to infinity. So what does that closure property means under the operation of addition? So if you take any two whole numbers and if you add that two whole numbers, the answer should be also a whole number. Then we can say that whole numbers are closed under addition. For example, if you take any whole number 3, 3 is a whole number. I am adding 3 with some other whole number, say it 5. So I am adding 3 plus 5 which gives 8. Here 3 is a whole number, 5 is a whole number, 8 is a whole number. So when you add any, not only two numbers, when you add any series of whole numbers, if the answer is also a whole number, then you can say that whole numbers are closed under addition. You can try for some more examples. So next thing is we are going to see about subtraction. So what is that? Take a whole number, take two whole numbers and try to subtract it. You have to check whether the answer is a whole number or not. Suppose I am taking 8 which is a whole number. I am subtracting with 8 minus 5 which gives 3. So here 8 is a whole number, 5 is a whole number and 3 is also a whole number. Minus 3. So if you see here, 5 is a whole number and 8 is a whole number, but minus 3 is not a whole number. Minus 3 is a integer because whole number starts from 0 and goes like 1, 2, 3. Whole number will not include negative integers. So we can say whole numbers are not closed under subtraction. Even though it is satisfied for this first case, it is not satisfied for the second case. So to say that whole numbers are closed under subtraction, it should satisfy all the cases. So whole numbers are not closed under subtraction. So the next is multiplication. If you take 5 multiplied by 3 is 15 here. So 5 is a whole number, 3 is a whole number. When you multiply two whole numbers, the answer is also a whole number. You can try for some more examples. So you can say whole numbers are closed under multiplication. The last thing we are going to see is division. In division, if you take a whole number, suppose you consider some 3 is a whole number. If you divide by 8, the answer is not a whole number because the answer will be an integer. It gives a rational number. The whole numbers are not closed under division. If you take a very simple case by 4 divided by 2, the answer will be 2. In this case, we can say 4 is a whole number, 2 is a whole number. The answer 2 here is also a whole number. But since it should satisfy for each and every case. So since 3 by 8, the answer is not a whole number, we can say whole numbers are not closed under division. So by this we are completing for whole numbers. Next we are going for integers. So integers, as last class we have seen, integers include 0, positive integer and negative integer. We start with addition of two integers. If you take 5 as an integer and to the 5 if you add 3 is another integer, you will get answer as 8. So 5 is an integer, 3 is an integer and 8 is also an integer. Similarly, if you take 8 is an integer, it's a positive integer, and you add minus 3 to which will give, this is a 8 is an integer and minus 3 is also an integer. When you add 8 plus of minus 3, we can say 8 plus into minus 3 which will give 5. So 5 is also an integer. So we can say integers are closed under addition. We can try for one more case. Suppose you get minus 6, it is a negative integer. To that you are adding 1 which gives minus 5. Minus 5 is also integer because integers includes negative numbers also. So integers are closed under addition. The next case is subtraction. Subtraction, we can say, we can check with any example. Suppose you take 8 minus 5 which gives 3. So 8 is an integer, 5 is an integer, 3 is also integer. So we can say integers are closed under subtraction. Even if we can take -4 -3, which will give minus, when you have -4 -3, the answer will be -7. So -7 is also a negative integer. So integers are closed under subtraction. Here we have to check integers are not closed and integers are closed under subtraction. The next is multiplication. If you take 5 multiplied by -5, so if we take 5 is a positive integer and -5 is a negative integer, the answer will be -25, which is a negative integer. So if you take another example, -4 multiplied by -3, here minus minus will give plus, 4 3s are 12. So in this case also the answer is an integer. So we can say for integers are closed under multiplication. What does it mean? If you multiply any two integers, the answer will be also an integer. So integers are closed under multiplication. Okay. The last case is division. If you take 3 divided by 6, which will give 1 by 2. So here 1 by 2 is not an integer, 1 by 2 is a rational number. Even some of the cases it will get satisfied for integers. Suppose if we give 6 by 3, which gives 2. Here we can say 6 is an integer, 3 is an integer, 2 is also integer. But for this case, 1 by 2 is not an integer, 1 by 2 is a rational number. So we can say integers are not closed under division. The next thing we are going to start with rational numbers. So last class we have seen how the rational numbers looks like. It looks like in the form of p by q. The condition is q should not be equal to 0. The first case we start with addition. So you can take any two rational numbers and you are going to add the two rational numbers and we have to check whether the answer is a rational number or not. Simple, we can take 1 by 2 is a rational number, plus we can 3 by 2 is a rational number. Just try to add these 4 by 2, which gives 2. So 1 by 2 is a rational number, 3 by 2 is a rational number. The answer is 2, which is also a rational number. We can try for one more example. Let us take 4 by 3 plus 5 by 3, which will give 9 by 3. The answer is 3. So when you add two rational numbers, the answer is also, if 3 is a rational number, because 3 can be represented in the form of p by q. So 4 by 3 plus 4 by 3, which gives 8 by 3. So in this case also 8 by 3 is a rational number. So we can say rational numbers are closed under addition. The next thing is subtraction. Take a rational number, for example 3 by 5 minus 1 by 5, which gives 2 by 5. So 3 by 5 is a rational number, 1 by 5 is a rational number. When you subtract two rational numbers, the answer is 2 by 5, which is also a rational number. So rational numbers are closed under subtraction. Next thing is multiplication. Now it is very easy. We can understand 1 by 2 multiplied by 2 by 3. We can cancel 2 to 1 by 3. When you multiply two rational numbers, the answer we are getting is also a rational number. Even in this case, if you have 3 by 2 multiplied by 2 by 3, the answer is 3 cancel, 2 will get cancelled, 1. 1 is also a rational number. So rational numbers are closed under multiplication. The next is division. If you take 3 by 5, which is a rational number, I want to divide this 3 by 5 with some number 1 by 5, which is also a rational number. So what is the easy way of doing is 3 by 5 multiplied by 5 by 1, which will give 5 and 5 will get cancelled, which is 3. So 3 is a rational number. So you may try to say that rational numbers are closed under division, but that is not the case, because if you have considered 2 is a rational number, 2 is a rational number, 0 is also a rational number. So what happens is, when you divide 2 by 0, which is not a rational number, This is somewhat tricky to understand. 2 is a rational number, we know, because 2 can be represented in the form of p by q. 0 is a rational number because anything 0 by 5 is a rational number, 0 by 7 is a rational number. So these two are rational numbers. If you divide 2 by 0, which is not a rational number, so rational numbers are not closed under division. By this, we are completing all the closure property for whole numbers, integers and rational numbers. The next property is the commutative property. So we will start with whole numbers. We will see whether commutative property satisfy for addition of whole numbers. What is commutative property? First is addition. If you take any two numbers, whether it will be a plus b, we are adding a plus b, and if it is equal to b plus a, then we can say addition is commutative for whole numbers. Let's take a whole number. For example, add 2 plus 3, which will give 5. Similarly, you can interchange add 3 plus 2, that is also give 5. So this is very easy to understand. Addition is commutative. I repeat it once again. For commutative property, what does it say under addition? If you add a plus b, if it is equal to b plus a, then you can say addition is commutative for whole numbers. You have to say a and b are whole numbers. So the next is subtraction. Subtraction, what is this? If you subtract a minus b, and we have to check whether it is equal to b minus a. So take 2 minus 3, which is equal to minus 1, because this is positive and this is negative. When you subtract, we have to give the sign of the biggest number, which is minus 1. So this is 3 minus 2, which is give 1. So here we can say this 1 is not equal to minus 1. So a minus b is not equal to b minus a. So subtraction is not commutative for whole numbers. The next is multiplication, which is very easy to understand. If you multiply 3 multiplied by 2 is equal to 2 multiplied by 3. So this is also 6 and this is also 6. So even though if you interchange order, what does it mean? A multiplied by b is equal to b multiplied by a. In whatever way you will do, if a and b are whole numbers, they give the same answer. So multiplication is commutative. The next is division. Division, surely we can say 4 is a whole number and 2 is a whole number. When you divide 4 by 2, which will give 2. When you interchange this, 2 by 4, which is equal to 1 by 2. So what does it mean? A by b is not equal to b by a. So consider here a and b are whole numbers. So division is not commutative for whole numbers. So next we will proceed to integers. First let's start with addition. We can take any integer 3 minus 3 and take plus. If you add minus 3 to 5, minus 3 plus 5, so which will give 2. If you just it is for addition, the operation you are doing is addition. So if you just interchange it, 5 plus minus 3. So here 5 is here and minus 3 is here. Here also I am doing the same operation, addition. So which will give 5 plus into minus minus 3, which will give 2. So addition is commutative for integers. The next thing we are going to see is subtraction. How the subtraction will looks like. The same example, if you take minus 3 is a negative integer and minus 5. Minus 3, I am doing subtraction of minus 3 and 5. I am taking two integers, minus 3 and 5, I am going to subtract it. So minus 3 minus 5, which will give minus 8. So now I am going to interchange that. So I am taking 5 here, subtract of minus 3. So which will give 5, minus into minus plus 3, which will give 8. So here in this case you note it here it is minus 8 and here it is plus 8. So the answers are different. So for subtraction under integers, they are not commutative. A minus b is not equal to b minus a. We can do it for some more examples and verify the answers. The next is multiplication. Multiplication is 2 multiplied by minus 6, which will give minus 12. So you can add minus 6 multiplied by 2, which is also gives minus 12. So we can say a multiplied by b is equal to b multiplied by a. We can see for any number of cases, minus 2 multiplied by minus 3, which is equal to minus into minus plus 3 2s are 6, which is same as minus 3 multiplied by minus 2. Minus into minus plus 3 2s are 6. So multiplication is commutative. The next thing is division. So it is easy to know now. 4 minus 4 divided by 2. Minus 4 is a negative integer, 2 is a positive integer. If you divide these, the answer is minus 2. So what happens is, if you take 2 divided by minus 4, just I am changing numerator and denominator, which will give minus 1 by 2. So minus 2 is not equal to minus 1 by 2. What does it mean? A by b is not equal to b by a. So division is not commutative. So next is rational numbers. We will start with addition. Take any rational number. 3 by 4. I am going to add 3 by 4 plus 2 by 4. That will give 6 by 4. We can simplify this 3 by 2. So here 3 by 4 plus 2 by 4. Similarly, you can interchange 2 by 4 plus 3 by 4. That is also equal to 6 by 4. That is equal to 3 by 2. So what I am saying here is, if you take any two rational numbers, either it add a plus b is equal to b plus a. You can check this even for similar case. If you take 3 minus 3 by 4 plus 2 by 4. Here we are taking a rational number minus 3 by 4 and we are adding it to a positive rational number 2 by 4, which will give minus 3 plus 2 by 4, which will give minus 1 by 4. Now we are going to interchange and check what happens. So what should I do is, 2 by 4 should be added with minus 3 by 4, which gives denominator is 4 and 2 plus into minus minus 3, which gives 2 minus 3 is minus 1, because we have to subtract 3 minus 2, what is 1, and we have to put a greater number symbol minus. So it is minus 4. These both cases are same. Whether you add minus 3 by 4 plus 2 by 4 or 2 by 3 plus multiplied by minus 3 by 4, they both means the same. So the conclusion is addition is commutative for rational numbers. Next we are going to see what will happen for a subtraction. Take the same case if we see 3 by 4, taking a rational number, subtract 2 by 4. Here 3 by 4 is a positive, 2 by 4 is positive, and the 2 I am subtracting. So which will give 3 minus 2 by 4, that is 1 by 4. So now I am going to interchange 2 by 4 minus 3 by 4, which will give 2 minus 3 by 4. Here the greater number comes with minus 1 by 4. So this 2 or 1 by 4 is not equal to minus 1 by 4. So what we can say is subtraction is not commutative. The next thing is multiplication. So in multiplication we can say, we can take any two rational numbers, 1 by 3 multiplied by 1 by 4, which will give 1 by 12. It is very easy to understand. 1 by 4 multiplied by 1 by 3, which also gives 1 by 12. These two are equal. So multiplication is commutative. We can check with negative numbers also. Minus 1 by 3 multiplied by 2 by 3, which will give plus into minus minus 2. 3 3s are 9. Just to interchange, 2 by 3 multiplied by minus 1 by 3. Here also plus into minus minus 2 ones are 2 divided by 9. So it is satisfied for all the cases. So multiplication is commutative for rational numbers. So A is a rational number and B is a rational number. So A multiplied by B is equal to B multiplied by A. The last case is division. So in division, if you take a rational number 1 divided by 3, and you divide it by another rational number 1 divided by 4. Now we have to check what happens if just you interchange 1 divided by 4 divided by 1 divided by 3. Now we have to check whether these two cases gives the same answer or different answer. So what we should, this is 1 divided by 3. I am going to do a reciprocal of this and put a multiplication 4, which will give 4 ones are 4 divided by 3. Then what happens here is 1 divided by 4 multiplied by 3, which gives 3 by 4. These two are not equal. So division is not commutative for rational numbers. So by this we are completing the commutative property for all sort of numbers. From next class we will see the associative and distributive property.